I had to lay down anyway. Now, what I wanted to say was, uh, Tracy, people have seen me say that I'm not going to fight with you about this case. You could sit over there and try to provoke some drama, and that's okay. All right. But the bottom line is the routiers came to me, and Danelle, I saw Danelle's TikTok. I don't care what she was saying. But then she tried to join our groups, and the administrators kicked her out of the groups. And that's when she messaged me. Danelle messaged me about that. And so I put her back in the groups, and they kicked Danelle out and me out of all the Darla groups that I've been in for 18 years, even the one that I created, Tracy. So you said for me to leave the Routier family alone. Well, I'm sitting here. I can tell you, and if you had been looking at my videos, you probably would have never made that statement. I have never called Danelle. She's called me. I've never messaged Danelle. She's messaged me. If you watch my videos, you can see how she's being towards me, and I'm not responding to that. You said apparently I've pushed Danelle. Well, if telling the truth about the Routier case and why her sister is convicted is pushing her, then maybe she ought not be out here saying she's innocent when she's not. Now, but we could, what I'm doing over here, this is my right to do this. What you need to do, if you feel that I'm wrong in the case, is put up your own facts about the Darla case. And I saw Tawanda over there, which is fine. I do think Darla Routier deserves a new trial. You know why? Because she'll get the same fucking result, and then we'll be done with it. You failed to understand, Tracy, that Craig Watkins, who started the crime integrity, the conviction integrity unit in Dallas County in the early 2000s, one of the first cases that he looked at to see if there was anything in her conviction that was wrong, and the Dallas DA said we've looked your case over. We feel like the jury got it right. That's her second trial, okay? But when you said that I turned my son in, right? You said I turned my son in, but that was after CPS threatened us? There was a CPS worker there? No CPS worker threatened any of us. When I walked up to the police they couldn't get a warrant on Luke because he wasn't charged. So they were just going to wait outside of my son's house for him to come out. And I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, I'm Luke's dad. I want to help you guys." Blah blah blah. And he's, "Oh, no, really? You're gonna be arrested for harboring, and we're gonna take your kids." Blah blah blah. So I said, "Look, that's when I started to walk away." And I said, "This is why the public doesn't want to help the police, right?" And he's, "Oh no, sir, I'm sorry." Blah blah blah. I said, "You know what? Warrants do wonders. Go ahead." But nobody. First of all, they couldn't take our kids, even if they threatened it. Nobody was harboring him. And about 10 minutes after he committed his crime, he came to my house. And my first intuition was to record my son without him knowing he's being recorded. And that's exactly what I did. He was talking to the detective, talking about how scared he was. I didn't know the story yet. Right? So I did. I said, "Turn your GPS off." Right? And that's when we talked to him to find out what was going on with his case. But I told him he couldn't stay in my house, and I was not harboring him. Now stop making up stuff in my case, Tracy. Now, I see you're deleting my comments over there. The reason that your wrench has been taken is because you said take my wrench. Well, I've learned in the past that when somebody tells you to take their wrench and you don't, they start deleting your subs or some other shit. So I went ahead and took it. That's what you asked for. And then you said, "I just went over there to see if my wrench was took." No, Tracy, if people look at the chat, you came over there and saw that your wrench was took and it pissed you off. And there were trolls coming in there like Tracy's hernia and your son's name that I was blocking. All right? So before you continue to say that you said apparently I pushed Danelle. Everybody that saw you say that can go back and look at the videos that I put up where I've talked with Danelle and see where I pushed her. I ain't never called her. Go see where I pushed her, Tracy. Now, I've been trying to call your phone to talk to you about this outside of YouTube, but apparently you just want to fight. You want to fight. You're trying to provoke. You said you don't like nobody talking about your son. Well, Zach is my son. Why you mention his name? You get all pissed off about Natasha putting up Chance's stuff. You saying nobody should talk about anybody's son. Luke is my son and Zach is my son. So what's the difference, Tracy? And you say I shouldn't be calling places. Didn't you, Tracy? Shouldn't be calling places to try and get people in trouble. Try and cause problems in people's lives, right? I called the Innocence Project because I know damn well the Innocence Project did not tell Danelle to get a hold of the public and tell them to give any leads, and they didn't. She was so triggered by me doing it because she lies to the public. Darla Key used to do the same thing to us and tell us to call the Innocent Project of Texas, but the Innocent Project of Texas would not take Darlie's case, but she wanted us to keep pushing them. You would figure that since the Innocence Project of New York has had her case for 4 fucking years, and then we got these supporters out here that are going, oh, we got this evidence and she'll be getting out. We just can't tell you about it. Oh, you guys are going to be blown away. And then 2 weeks ago, Danelle gets on here and says, the Innocence Project told me, if you have any leads, if you know anything, call them. Call them. Danelle tells me that's not what she meant. That's not what she didn't mean that. What she told me was, and you can hear it in our conversation, she said the only reason that I said it is because people were going to the Crime Integrity Unit in Dallas and asking about the case, and one person even walked in. But that's not what she said when she was asking the public for help. She didn't say, hey, please stop going to the Crime Integrity Unit. No. After 4 years, they've had her case, and they're still, the Innocence Project, well, tell them, hey, just ask the public if they know anything. Just tell them to call us. They don't have anything. And that was my point. They don't have anything. And look, you said apparently I have pushed Danelle. I haven't pushed Danelle on anything. I've never called her. I've never Facebook messaged her. Never once. I've been over backwards. I've done everything but give her a reach around to prove that I wasn't going to be rude to her, that I wasn't going to be disrespectful to her, that I wasn't going to harass her. And I told my group why I was doing it. Because she'll say I'm doing it anyway. They're going to say I'm harassing them anyway. I'm going to tell you what. Put your money where your mouth is. Get a hold of Danelle yourself and ask her to show where I've been harassing her. Ask her to show you. You didn't take a look at the videos of her phone call to me, of her text to me. You didn't look before you sat out there and told all these people that I've been harassing her. Leave the Routier family alone. Fuck you, Tracy. I have a right to stick up for these 2 babies that are in the ground because of Darlie Routier. If you think that Darlie Routier is innocent and you think that you're protecting Drake's mother, then put something up about her innocence on your own page. Or come over and debate the case without getting upset, without saying, oh, Judge Toll had Alzheimer's. Judge Toll isn't the one that said she was guilty. Judge Toll, you're the only supporter I've ever heard to bitch about that. Even her family doesn't say that. Oh, he had Alzheimer's. Yeah, 10 years after the case, Tracy. So do you want to come up and debate this case with me and we can get it over with? Because whenever you look, if I debate the case with you, all you do is resort to insult and come up with bullshit. Your community's post says, Bryan wants to fight. And then you say in your live that I'm pushing you. I don't mention your name about this case. I was in the chat last night talking to somebody that was a jailer with her. And something came up about Darlie Key calling me. And I said, well, my son's case, when it was kind of national news and people knew about it. That's how Darlie Key, your first response, it wasn't national news, Bryan. It wasn't national news. Do you want Darlie Routier to be the better killer and get more shows and more views. In that case, you're right. Darla Routier is the more famous killer. Yes. You come right in with that words and that stuff. Tracy, I've been over backwards to stop fighting with you about this fucking case, and you won't leave me alone about it. I have a right, just as anyone else does. If you want to come and talk about her innocence, then let's do that. But you resort to insult. That's why I'm not doing it with you. Leave the Routier family alone. I'm not fucking bothering them, Tracy. You pissed me off with that shit. She is the one that came to us. She is the one that's calling me over and over and over again. What the fuck is wrong with you? You can't even take it when somebody who used to fight with you makes amends with you and starts adulting. I started adulting and stopped fighting with you, stuck up for you, and defended you, and you're pulling this bullshit again. Does Hello Starlight have some credibility here? Does she? You're trying to pick a fight with me. You're trying to pick a fight with me. But this is what I'll tell anybody that's going to watch this video. Listen to her video about how I'm harassing and how apparently I've bothered Danelle to the point where she needed to call the police, which she didn't. But go listen to what she says and then look at the videos that I've been posting, how Danelle's been acting towards me. And she's going to say I'm harassing them. And you're going to worry about me calling places? The fuck out of here. Are you fake like the rest of these bitches around here? Are you? Are you one of these fucking hypocritical motherfuckers around here that says you shouldn't be calling these places when you've made fucking phone calls yourself? Stop fucking playing with me, Tracy.